Hey, how's it going? I kind of want to talk about the housing market. I know a lot of people have talked about this a lot, but I just, feel sometimes that I want that as well, as far as having a house. And it's not just about having a house, it's about everything that comes with having a house. It feels like the foundation for a good future. I want kids, I want a dog. I want to be able to look at a nice backyard. I want to be in a nice private area. I want these things for myself, but it seems like it's all been grabbed up and they sell it for 200, $300,000, and that's just ridiculous. Like, who the hell is gonna sign up for a 50-year mortgage? I know I'm not. I'm You're gonna have to fucking do a lot for me to want to do a 50-year mortgage. Because it just seems ridiculous. Like, nowadays, you can't even own anything. You have to rent your life just to be able to get by. Like, my car, for example, I bought it for like 17,000. I'm still paying on it. I got like 15,000 left on it. So just the idea of that, like, you'll never own anything, and you're gonna be happy with it, just pisses me off sometimes. Cause I know for a fact it was never like this back in the day. I mean, you see the statistics, you see the buying power, you see how people operated back then compared to now. And, I don't understand it sometimes. Like, I thought it was supposed to be passed down. Like, once I'm fulfilled with my life, the next generation can have theirs. I don't know if part of it has to do with the population in general. Like, maybe there's too many people who want it. I mean, that being said, if it's that big of a problem, I know this is going to be controversial, but maybe there should be like a amount of kids you can have. Like, I think China does that. They say you can only have like two kids, and that's it. You're cut off. You're done. And I don't think it's because they don't want anybody to prosper. I think it's because they want everybody around them to prosper. But then you hear the other end of it is like, who's going to take care of the next generation if we don't have a population to maintain it? And then they're going to suffer. I'm not sure how any of that works. Like, if I'm being honest, um, it just seems like, a lot of times shit just doesn't seem that fair. Like, I've worked since I was 16. Like, I'm not a lazy guy. Um, I've put in a lot of good hours for a lot of good companies just to get smited, or, no promotion, no nothing, just bare bones, bottom of the barrel type. And, you know, I I feel like in a way it's all rigged against us, and I hate to say that because it's like, if you try hard enough, you will get somewhere with something. But at the end of the day, it's just like, if this is it for us and this is the path that we're gonna go down to, I can already see my next 50 years. I'm gonna be just like everybody else. Damn, like, and I'm not trying to be average. And I guess that's everybody else too. Nobody wants to be average. Nobody wants to fucking work a 9 to 5 for the next 50 years. But it seems like they're just kind of forcing us into this hole. Um, Unless you grew up with a silver spoon, or even a decent head on your shoulders or something like that. I mean, me personally, I never had any of that. I don't have anybody who's saving me anytime soon. The only person who's going to save me is myself. So I try to figure out different ways to make money, different ways to proceed with life. And sometimes it honestly makes me want to crash out because, I put in so much work and I try so hard just to basically get denied by society. Um, I'm not trying to throw a pity party either. I'm just, hopefully there's a light at the end of the tunnel for a lot of us, that we aren't just going to sit here and rot like they want us to. Or who knows, maybe there is something better in the future, but it's just got to come sooner or later. And I think what also kind of sucks about this is the types of people who are seeing success. And it's not the modest, humble individuals who are trying to do what they got to do in society to get by and doing the right thing. It's a lot of times it's the most degenerate people you could think of, the ones who are the loudest, the ones who are the meanest, the ones who just don't care about another person's well-being. And so that makes you wonder too, like if these are the people who have most of the money and power in society, how is that going to translate on to other generations in the future? Like what about our kids? Like how are they going to prosper? And it leaves a lot of questions unanswered. Uh I mean, I've been thinking about like moving to different states, going checking them out and then maybe moving there if I like it. But overall, it's just in America, it's really hard to even find a good house. And if you are getting like a cheaper house, you're in the worst fucking market possible, like Detroit or something. Like you see people putting up houses for like really cheap, but the area around it, you aren't going to find a good job market, buddy, unless you're remote. And this kind of idea is kind of what's been sticking with me. It's like I know if I want something decent for myself, I'm going to have to reach a little higher than just the cheapest house on the block. But at the same time, it's just like, how do you do that? How do you achieve that? um I feel like a lot of people around me have got it figured out. I've seen people, they ride around with, decent cars, they have kids, and I even have a couple friends who have houses, and it just feels so, like, it feels so isolating. Not even isolating, but it just feels like I'm missing something. Like I haven't figured out something that everybody else has figured out. And that feeling just makes me kind of angry sometimes, cuz like I feel like in a lot of times I would help other people out, but when it comes to the other way around, there's just like, no man, I'm keeping this one to myself. Um, or maybe somebody saw something in them and they're able to get to a higher platform. I'm not sure. I'm really not. But that being said, I just hope it works out one day. I mean, for me and for you. And I say for you as in the person who is also just trying to get through the day and is also just trying to do what's right, because I know it's not easy, but I know there's still those people out there, and I know they're far and few between, because every day, it seems like more and more people go fucking crazy. That's just bottom line. They just go crazy. I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm missing something there too. Like because I haven't gone crazy. Like I still feel like I've been true to myself the whole time. But am I holding myself back in that right too? Questions. I have so many questions, but I hope in the future I answer my own questions, just by making these videos, just by, even without the videos, I always talk to myself. I always try to figure out something. I always try to think, but, I'm only one person. And I'm not going to pretend like I'm the smartest person either. I'm just somebody who just happens to think a lot. That's about the sum up of me in general. But hey, if you're watching this, thanks for watching. And yeah, have a good one.